Mm-hmm.
Okay. Being 5 o'clock, I'll call our library board meeting to order. Miss Donna, do you want to take over?
Go ahead and determine your quorum.
Okay. We do have a full quorum. We have a full quorum, which is great. Okay. And we need to approve the minutes for our library board meeting on September the 8th.
Make a motion.
Okay. Approved. Everybody?
Yeah, we approve.
All right. Now, do you want me to start with the business or you want to?
I can go ahead and do the business.
Okay.
That will be fun. Thank you all for being here tonight. The first thing on our order of business is One Click Digital, our ebooks and e-audios. I know back in the minutes we were talking about getting this up and going in October and November. We are now getting ready to launch One Click Digital. I will be doing our staff training very soon, sometimes this week, and then we'll be ready to launch to the public this month. If you will see on your papers, our board members, there is the link that you can now go to in order to get on to One Click Digital. You have some papers here that have, it's the same thing as the link, and you have a special registration number that I've given to you, and you'll be able to go in. What we'd like for you to do is to go in, try it out, let us know what you think, look over the directions, make sure they're easy to read, easy to understand, and give us any feedback that you have. Because when we get this out to the public, we want to make sure that we've covered all of our bases. Really appreciate the hard work that Glenn has done on getting us up and going with One Click Digital. It's been a process, but it's one that we are very excited about. Do you have any questions about One Click at this time?
We can do it on our phone. Is there a app?
Yes, there are apps for your phone and also for Kindles.
Oh, okay.
Okay. If not, we'll move on to the second order of business. These are just for your information. Our E-rate for funding year 2015, that's the discount for our phone and internet service, has been approved by the Board of Mayor and Aldermen. And Glenn, if you'll just tell a little bit about E-rate for us.
This is just a grant that the government issues to libraries and schools every year, and we apply for it every year. And it's a discount on our telephone bill and internet bill. Okay. And it's usually 40 to 60%, depends on the demographics of the county that we live in. So, yeah, it's in the works now.
Okay, thank you, Glenn.
Okay, and second FYI is in the Daily News Journal today in the Around Rutherford County, on the front page, we had an article about our library. Very excited about that. We get some news coverage every once in a while, but when we get front page news coverage, it's exciting.
It is.
So if you will look at your packet, it's the very last page.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So very, very excited. The library is moving forward every day. We've got all sorts of programs going on. We have the most creative, caring staff. They really want what's best for the public, and they keep that in mind. And I think this article brought that out, and very excited about it.
We're very happy with our library, and I hear so many good comments from people that go there. So that's good.
I want to tell you a little bit about some of the program updates. Before we go into the first one, I forgot to write one down. That was our winter reading program that we just came out of. It was 6 weeks, Paula?
Around 6 weeks.
6 weeks. We had adult and young adult program. We had approximately 100 participants. Very good. We're just trying to get people reading and interested. We have our summer reading program for our children, and we also do it for adults and teens. But in the winter, we really like to focus on our adults, and it worked out really well. Frozen in February, Family Fun Day. This was Paula's brainchild. And Frozen is so popular, the movie, so we decided to have just a day of Frozen fun. We did this on February the 14th. That turned out to be great because we had so many parents tell us they wanted to do something special with their children on Valentine's Day but didn't know what to do. We encouraged parents to come with their children on this day. We had karaoke from the Frozen songs. We had special food such as Olaf's nose, which was a carrot, and we had melted snow, which was water. So just a lot of different fun things like that. We had different games for the families to play with their children. One of the most popular ones was parts of Olaf, and Olaf is the snowman, for those of you who aren't familiar with Frozen. Different parts of Olaf was hidden in envelopes throughout the whole library. We used the entire library. So the families went together and they had to find the 7 parts of Olaf and then go back to a station and glue Olaf together. That was so popular that I think Paula was pulling people off the street in order to help cut out more Olaf parts. So that was a really fun event to get the families interacting. We did a snowball toss, and it was just a really great day. We ended with Elsa and Anna coming, and they're from Frozen, and singing, and unfortunately that next week was when we had our first big ice storm. So, as the article says, many people are blaming the library for the ice storm. We had over 300 participants on a Saturday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m., and that's just a really good thing. As the Page Turns is our adult reading group. This is something we started in January. We meet at 6 p.m. the 4th Thursday of each month. Each staff member is facilitating this reading group. Staff members have an option of whether they would like to facilitate a reading group, and most of them have. They choose a book from a reader's choice, and then we get that book out into the library and get people who are interested in coming to an informal reading group. The first one, I had 2 participants, and it was a really, really good thing. We had to postpone both. We had one scheduled for the end of February, and of course with our snow, we had to postpone that. We had it postponed until this past Thursday, and it was postponed. So our next reading group will be the 26th of this month. We do have a list of the books that we are reading, and we encourage any of our patrons or in the public who would like to be a part of this reading group to please come join us. Do you have any questions about the reading group?
Do you have to buy extra copies?
Yes. Paula tries to buy 3 extra copies.
2 to 3.
2 to 3. And when we get our ebooks up and going, we're hoping to have ebooks and e-audios of those particular books. National Library Week will be April the 12th through the 18th this year. We will be having food for fines that week. And this is where, if you have overdue fines, you can bring in food products to be given. We're going to give it to the food bank. And in order to have your overdue fines waived, for every 1 item that you bring in, we will waive up to $1. We are planning a special event on that Saturday, April the 18th, something to bring in people into the library. That's still in the planning stages. And we are also going to do our spring book sale that same week on April the 17th and the 18th. In the spring book sale are books that have been donated to the library, and then we offer them to the public to buy. Do you have any questions? It is a lot of fun. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of behind-the-scenes work. We have a very small staff. We have 6 full-time and 11 part-time. So with all of these activities going on, you know, it takes a lot of spreading ourselves thin, but it's very worth it. Our last item on the order of business is number 3. It's discussion our remaining library board dates for 2015. As you know, we do meet every other month, so our next library board will be May the 11th, then July 13th, September 14th, and we'll end up 2015 with November the 9th. Do you have any questions?
Okay, is that it?
Yeah.
Okay. And then our next library board meeting will be Monday, May the 11th, 2015 at 5 p.m. And I will put it on my calendar. Does anybody have anything? Is that it? Okay, we will adjourn this meeting.